A very good afternoon and welcome to our lunchtime news bulletin here on MTV Sports with News First. I'm Shahin Jurangpati. Let's take a look at your headlines. Over 80 families affected in the Nuwara district due to heavy showers. 5 suspects arrested over the murder of Hasita Madawala. Fisheries Minister says that the highest marine catch in history recorded last year. Today marks the 4th death anniversary of veteran journalist Lasantha Wickrematunge. Now for those stories in detail. 5 suspects in connection with the murder of Kelaniya Pradesh Sabha member Hasita Madawala has been arrested. The suspects are residents of Kelaniya and Kiribathgoda. Police media spokesperson SSP Prashant Jayakodi said that 2 firearms believed to have been used for the crime was also seized by the police after questioning the suspects. The Criminal Investigations Department has launched further investigations into the incident. Hasita Madawala was shot at in front of his residence on Saturday at around 7:30 p.m. He was rushed to the National Hospital in Colombo but succumbed to his injuries. 32-year-old Hasita Madawala had served as a member of the Kelaniya Pradesh Sabha from 2006. The funeral of Hasita Madawala will be performed tomorrow. Minister of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources Rajitha Senaratne says that the country recorded the highest marine catch in history last year. The minister made this observation at an event held in Galevala yesterday.
At the event, boats were distributed to freshwater fishermen while school equipment were distributed to children. By the year 2009, 21% of children in the country were malnourished. We were told by the World Health Organization to reduce this percentage to 12% by this year. Malnutrition isn't a deficiency. Fish provides good proteins. I can happily say that a person today can consume 38 grams of fish. Previously, it was 31 grams. We have to move further. We recorded the highest fish production in the history last year. This means that we caught 444,000 tons of fish.
Well, the Disaster Management Centre says that 312 persons from 80 families in the Nuwara district have been affected by the torrential rains. Meanwhile, low-lying areas in several districts have been inundated as a result of the heavy rainfall. It has also been reported that several tanks and reservoirs have reached spill level. The Department of Meteorology says that during the 24-hour period, which ended at 8:30 this morning, the highest rainfall was recorded from Anuradhapura, which was 145.4 millimeters. As a result of continuous rainfall, 2 spill gates of the Kalawewa have been opened by 17 inches. The Irrigation Engineer's Office of Kalawewa said that 14,500 cubic feet of water is released from the gates per second. Due to the released water from the Kalawewa, the Kala Oya had broken its banks and the road from Hurigaswewa to Eppavala was underwater. Meanwhile, 10 spill gates of the Rajanganya Reservoir have been opened. Our correspondent said that the Kalathewa area along the Anuradhapura Kandy Road and the Kalathewa Mahavidyalaya were underwater by 5 feet. Due to rising water levels, the Hurulu tank had also reached spill level. The Hettipola Narammala road was also inundated due to the overflowing of the Kalapulu Oya.
Meanwhile, a private bus was washed away close to the 2nd mile post along the Athimale-Monragala main road. It was reported that there were 10 persons aboard the bus at the time of the incident and they were rescued by the locals. All the spill gates of the Veheragala reservoir have also been opened. A 37-year-old mother and her 8-year-old daughter drowned after they were caught in the strong current in the Valikamulla area in Badulla. The police said that they were rescued by the locals in the area and died en route to the hospital. Meanwhile, upcountry train travel was disrupted as a result of an earth slip. The railway's control room said that earth slips were reported from the areas Bandaravela Heelloya Ella and Ella de Modara areas along the railway track.
Residents of Madhuragiriya staged a demonstration yesterday in protest against the removal of the primary section of the Madhuragiriya National School. Vehicular movement along the Kalagidi Bridge was hampered due to the protest which was staged along the Madhuragiriya-Colombo main road. The demonstrators point out that they would be severely inconvenienced if the primary section of the school is removed. They added that students had yielded good results in the district in terms of the Grade 5 scholarship examination in 2012 and 2011. The demonstrators request the officials to administer both the primary and secondary sections of the school independently. We were severely affected by the drought as well as the floods. Now do we have to suffer by admitting our children to schools that are beyond our reach? We cannot do this. We are undergoing severe hardships. We have to spend 2,000 rupees as 3-wheel charges every month. The group dispersed after the police intervened and assured a meeting with the Madhuragiriya police officials. Also in local news, the Colombo Municipal Council says that the number of dengue patients in the Colombo city has seen a steady increase. The Chief Medical Officer of the Colombo Municipal Council, Dr. Pradeep Karyavasam, said that it is vital to tackle mosquito breeding sites to prevent the spread of dengue and urged the public to act on it. Meanwhile, in other local news, the Sri Lankan campaign of Earth Hour 2013 was launched yesterday under the auspices of the co-founder and Chief Executive Officer of Earth Hour, Andy Ridley, in Colombo. Now, the event was also graced by Minister of Environment Anura Priyadarshini, Minister of Power and Energy and Western Province Minister of Agriculture Udaya Gammanpilla.
I will never win this.
People are turning out their lights.
Earth Hour is the world's largest global environmental movement in which people switch off their lights for an hour to take a stand against the climate change. The Global Climate Change campaign, initiated by Andy Ridley in Sydney, Australia back in 2007, has now spread to more than 7,000 cities in 152 countries. Sri Lanka joined the Earth Hour movement in 2010 and has received support from the public, the government, corporates and the President himself. Earth Hour will be marked this year on Saturday, the 23rd of March.
The Earth Hour symbolizes the future of the world which will be without fossil fuels and will be facing severe crisis of scarcity of water, food, breathing quality air, etc. Sri Lanka is already facing these challenges. Due to the unsustainable development drive, oil, coal and gas prices will further go up, resulting in increasing intensity of economic crisis and emission-related environment crisis. Therefore, it is the right time for us to rethink and re-engineer our development drive in an environmentally sustainable manner.
The final stage, and maybe the naive dream, was could we create an interconnected global community around the globe sharing the opportunities and challenges of sustainability, whether they be a kid in a classroom or a CEO in a corporation, a manager in a corporation, a minister in a government, or a sports star, or realistic. We can now reach more than 200 million people through our platforms. And it's important that this is a global movement. It's not just numbers. It is because we need voices from all parts of the world and voices that represent the very different world that we live in.
Well, today marks the 4th death anniversary of senior journalist Lasantha Wickrematunge. Let's take a look back at the illustrious career of journalist Lasantha Wickrematunge.
The 8th of January 2009. The editor-in-chief of the Sunday Leader newspaper, Lasantha Wickrematunge, was travelling to work via Athidiya Road in Ratmalana. The time was 10:25 in the morning. Assassins stole Lasantha's life, raising massive questions regarding the freedom of the media. An event to remember the late Lasantha Wickrematunge was held today at the Burala Cemetery. Relatives, political colleagues and friends were present at the event.
In his hand and think that he just we do that, his power and his force will get behind them.
A prominent journalist, politician and humanitarian, Lasantha Wickrematunge was a man of many skills. Lasantha established the Sunday Leader newspaper with the aim of uncovering the truth. Proving that the quill is stronger than the sword, Lasantha never shied away from exposing criminality no matter how far up the social ladder. Raising a strong voice against injustice, Lasantha Wickrematunge travelled down new paths in investigative journalism, amazing his critics and followers alike.